Good morning. Sounded like Tommy F, yeah. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the videos. Today we're heading to Mike's shop in the BRZ. The FD is currently still there. We're still working on trying to get all those issues sorted. So I got the diff back yesterday. Quickly show you this while I'm here. So I took the diff out of the car. I went to go get it rebuilt the other day. They took it completely apart, and the backlash that I had, which I'll show you guys a video of right now on the screen, apparently is okay. And all the tolerances of the OEM diff were within spec. I don't know how much I believe that, because literally everyone has told me otherwise. Either way, I have a hookup for a new diff and a new trans if it is that. However, I still don't believe it's either of them. Either way, today we're going to help Mike with his Datsun. He needs a new clutch in it, so we're going to go give him a hand. We're going to go move my car out the way off the hoist for him so he can work on it. So yeah, today's going to be a good day. We're also going to go meet Paul. I'm going to wait till a little bit later in the video to explain it, but you guys best wait because it is a nuts FD. That's going to be coming on later in this video. Let's go down, let's catch up with Mike, and we'll go from there. How sick is that noise? Imagine just working close to here. He's sick. And if anyone around here has bought their house in the last 50 years, complains about that noise every morning or every day, screw you. That's so sick. Alrightio guys, well, we're in a bit of an interesting workshop, a bit of an interesting change to the day. We've come from my RX7, which is broken, to another RX7, which is, well, a lot more powerful.
Not broken.
Yeah, and not broken, this one here. I mean, he does have the wastegates off at the moment, but not broken. But yeah, we are here today with Mr. Paul from Broomy's Garage. How are you?
Yeah, good mate. It's not broken at the moment, but it's a rotary, so it's only a matter of time. It's just the fate of.
I mean, it's been almost a year that this engine's been running reliably, so it's almost time for a.
Yeah, we took it out when we just got the auto done. We had a problem with the front pump and the auto, and we had the converter loosened up a bit. So I gave it a freshen up because the front plate that's on the ground here just had a bit too much stepper on the front. So
we were talking about that, which is that's
just normal rotary stuff when you're putting boost in these engines. So I put a billet front plate in it, but all the seals and everything from it just went straight back in the engine, so just reused everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How long was that engine running beforehand?
Not that long.
Yeah, okay.
It's probably we didn't really get a chance to run much of it. It was the original engine from the 626 as well.
Yep.
So we didn't get a chance to do many Ks on or laps of anything really. It's probably only done all up, all the apexes, and they've probably done like 60 passes, I think.
Oh, okay, very good. Yep.
It's I'll probably run it for for about another 50 odd passes if it lasts that long.
Yeah, cool.
Then, and then we'll just strip it down again and give it a whole birthday with everything, all the new apex seals and springs and that. So it doesn't really cost that much. It's not too bad. So
no, this thing's absolutely beautiful. You said it was a Garrett GT48.
Yes, it's a 4718 88mm Gen 2.
Sorry, GT47. You said, didn't it?
Yeah, it's like GTX 4718R Gen 2 88mm. So,
yep.
It's a mouthful, but yeah, got that there. Got sort of like the Plasma Man clamps that allow like some play in the pipe, which is great. Mm-hmm. We've got all this stuff sort of being just fabricated by myself and whatever fits in that. So it's just Nishimoto Honda radiator, made like mainly all like Speedflow Teflon crimp fittings everywhere and Speedflow fuel filters. So that's mostly the fuel systems, all Speedflow lines. Mm-hmm. We've got a nitrous outlet nitrous kit there, which is nitrous mainly for the spooler, but with the ECU, I actually use it to offer, it's just a wet kit. So, nitrous comes in on this line, fuel comes in on this line, but over like 40 pound of boost, I also inject fuel in because it's methanol, it doesn't have an intercooler. So the intake temps get really high and the methanol cools it when it gets here, but now I'll be using this to actually cool it before it gets there.
What are your intake temps at the end of the pass? Do you know?
So this sensor that's here, there's a sensor, an air temp sensor under here.
Oh, this one somewhere there. And
there's another one in the intake. So the one on the intake with the methanol squirting on it will say like 25 degrees or less than that. This one says like more like 100 plus.
Oh wow!
So
my God.
So the methanol that will be slightly squirted in here will cool it before it gets here, and then hopefully make a bit more horsepower.
I didn't realize you were running 100 plus IATs.
Yeah, it's roasted.
That's
so
scary.
You come back to the pits and you touch this, and it's like it's hot. So
far out.
You're compressing all that air, and it's like
you
know, 40 plus pounds of boost we're going to be running now, but got all the wiring and everything. Got a sensor block here. So these sensors, a lot of people get these sensors and mount them to the air engine for oil pressure and that. It's like the worst thing you could do. So
I'm just about to do that to mine.
So the sensors are actually really sensitive to vibration.
Okay.
So Raceworks make that killer sort of. I've got one loose here, but that you can see all four are just basically up on a block. So you run lines to it, then you run the sensor there, and you run your wires away.
Do you still get, if you do like a pressure and temp, like one of those Bosch or Siltec sensors, can you still run it through stuff like that? Or
you probably wouldn't, because you won't get flow through it.
Yeah.
The temp needs it to flow past.
You'll get pressure, but you won't get temp.
Yeah, the pressure will be fine, but the temp really won't be that good. And I mean, that's the problem. Fuel, whatever, you can mount it to the reg, it doesn't matter. But oil pressure mounted directly to the block, I guarantee it'll fail.
Yeah, okay.
It's just a matter of time. It's not a matter of like if or when. It's
yeah,
just a matter of time.
I'm putting mine in a, you're going to hate me, I have a sandwich plate.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, so I was just thinking about doing that, but it's just one Siltec sensor that it's doing a pressure and temp.
Yep.
So now that I've seen that, I wonder if I can do like a small little tiny AN
you might be able
1/8
to do a
MPT.
length of hose, and then if it's even just a short length of hose, something to take the vibration, it would probably be okay.
Yeah, okay, I might actually do that. Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, so we've got that's all.
Learning something new now. That's great.
That's what my channel's all about. That's why I do videos for like tech reasons.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you guys don't know Paul from Broomy's Garage, I'll leave a link in the description as well, because this is a car that I had personally been following for a couple of months now. Anyway, I saw it first on Full Boost.
Yeah, we've got the big Full Boost banner there with the guys. Yep. So the whole car build was done on Full Boost, and we've been working with those guys for years. We built a couple of project cars, and this one, if you want to see every step of the way how it was built, there's all the back episodes, you can watch them on Full Boost. But
definitely go check it out, because I've watched this bloke. I've watched you build rotaries. It was probably one of the first like in-depth rotary builds that I actually watched, and it was really good.
That's going back that video.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. But as soon as I got weirdly enough, as soon as I got my RX7, someone gave me a DVD kit, a 6-part DVD kit on how to build an RX7. Or how to build a rotary, and I'm like, screw that, I'll just go watch your video, it was much nicer.
It's been around even longer. That one used to be on VHS, I think.
Correct. Yeah, I have like a little 6-disc set. I don't want to watch it.
You can actually watch it on YouTube. Someone's uploaded it.
Oh no way! Yeah, okay. Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's like obviously it's got 5-inch exhaust out the side. They're all stainless. We normally got 2 Turbo Smart wastegates there.
50 mils or 60s?
They're twin 40s.
Twin 40s?
2 gates. So
okay, yeah.
If I had the single gate, you'd just run a 60, which is on that car, which you can look at later.
Yep.
And then, it's got some big fuel tech injectors. So most people might run like 2,000cc injectors or whatever. Mm-hmm. These are, each one of these injectors is 5,500cc.
Oh my God.
It's got 4 of those. And then it's got 2 other 2400cc Siemens injectors. So
I thought my old car was big, and that was 3000cc per rotor, but you're running how much? 1500? Oh, sorry.
So it's running per rotor. It's what's that, like 1400? Like
14,000?
Yeah, sort of thing. CC. So
look at us rotor guys doing math. That's great.
A lot. Too much fuel. So
14,000cc per rotor.
Yeah.
You're not running out of fuel anytime soon, though, are you?
It's getting close to the limit of sort of the thing with like a rotary compared to a piston engine is like the duty cycle. So piston engine's like 720 degree rotation of the cam and that. So you have more time from when the piston moves up, down in the intake and exhaust cycle. This doesn't. Like at 9,500 RPM, you've got somewhere like 6 milliseconds. So you have to run bigger injectors because you've got less time to inject that fuel.
Correct. Because they run almost like a 6-cylinder, correct? Or something along those lines, and it's firing 3 times per.
Yeah, so like piston engines, the crank rotates once, but the cam rotate twice before the intake and exhaust cycle's done. Okay. So you've got 2 rotations basically of the engine before it needs to inject the fuel again, sort of thing. Whereas this is like every third it's rotating. So you've got where you might have 11 milliseconds in a piston engine to squirt in the fuel. You've got that time. This you've only got like 6.
Okay.
So you need to run because it's like once you get to 6 milliseconds in the injectors, you're sort of almost at the peak of the injector. Which is normally if you had you could run them at like 8 or 9 in a piston engine, you'd be fine. But that's why you better run such big injectors on these things. And then methanol fuel is like Oh, it's like easily double of what, 98. If you had 98 octane fuel, however much big your injector's in, double it, and that's what you need from it.
And what sort of AFR are you running on ethanol? Because it's something ridiculous, like 2 to 1, isn't it? Or
so on the meth, it's tough because to explain sort of thing, but like on the petrol scale, like 14.7 to 1 is stoic, is like 1, that would be like 1.0 lambda.
Yep.
The methanol scale is different, so it's like 6.5 to 1 is 1.0 lambda.
Right, okay.
So, but I'd run it like 0.5 lambda sort of thing, which is like, in the methanol scale is like low 3s.
Okay, yeah, right.
Yeah.
How do you find a wideband sensor that actually does that sort of stuff? Because
the Bosch 4.9 or 4.2s are, that they read it okay. As long as the control is pretty good, it can. NTK sensors are a little bit more sensitive to it and a little bit better. They can read a bit lower, but we don't need anything lower than that. It's working okay. But the thing about these like methanol drag racing stuff, you're not really reliant on what the wideband says.
Right, okay.
You look at like the EGTs in each port, so each port has an exhaust gas temperature sensor.
Which you can see are those like coily.
And I've got one blocked in because I was just getting new ones made up. And those sensors will tell you basically the heat in the exhaust, and from that, knowing that what those heat levels should be, you can sort of tune around that. And then you can also do a pass as soon as you finish the finish line, turn the car off instantly. And then tow back to the pits or change the spark plugs, and you can actually read on the plugs on like how much cadmium is burnt off the top of the spark plug ring, and that sort of tells you exactly how much heat's been in the combustion cycle, and that's where your tune-up is at. So it's not just as easy as like going, I set closed loop on my wideband and go and do a pass, because the wideband will lie from rich misfires or too much fuel or whatever.
That is insane. I didn't even think about that sort of stuff.
It's, I think a lot of internet tuners that are like grown up with like ECUs that just close loop and do everything.
Like myself.
This might as well have like, this is old school carby sort of methanol drag racing stuff is really old school stuff, where it's like less reliant on sensors and more reliant on feel and how cars are going. Like you might feel and it's like just feels a bit sluggish, and you're like, it needs something or other, and you read the plugs and you'll do stuff to.
And that's why people like myself look up to people like you and just go, I don't know how you do it, but
laptop and go, it must be this. It's like the data can always.
My laptop tells me everything my car's got wrong with it. So
well, this has got a fuel tech on it, and it's got really, really great data. It's got unbelievable. Like think of a sensor. It's got exhaust back pressure here. I've got track temperature. We've got dual solenoid boost controller. Everything else is being logged. Every temperature and pressure on the thing is logged. I've even got like dome sensor for like the blow-off valves. So like I know everything that's happening in the car, but the data is only reliable as the person who's interpreting it as well. So
that's
like
exactly
if you
right.
look at it and go, this must be fact, then that's as far as you're looking at your sort of facts or whatever. But
because you can have faulty sensors from time to time as well.
And the sensor's not necessarily always going to be exactly.
There goes the wheel.
So I was doing. It's a good feature of sort of the fuel tech, because I was in here. Let me just see if the pump comes on.
Oh my god.
I'll turn that off. So I've got onboard compressed air. Basically, in drag racing, you might have seen people run CO2. And they run like a little CO2 bottle to do like wastegate boost control and like their air shifters. I've built this because I'm a moron, and CO2 requires you to turn a bottle on or not have leaks or fill the bottle up, and I'd forget all of that, guaranteed. So I just built this, which is built on the same principle. I've got a little four-wheel drive style air pump, fills a vessel, holds air pressure, and it's regulated out, and then that regulated air is just a known pressure that's going to the sensor.
Absolutely perfect. So
same kind of thing, and then I've got in here for when I want to race at night or film videos, I can just turn the lights on so I can actually see in here.
That's full drift spec. That's great.
And then I've got stuff like the nitrous kit, which I use for there. But the purge comes like out here, where I think I've got the bottle on.
Has it got any nitrous in it?
It should. I've got the kit on.
There we go. That is absolutely wicked.
It's definitely got some nitrous in it still. So you shouldn't go through much nitrous with it just being on the trans brake, but it's got like fire suppression system because it's on methanol and that, so want to be careful of that. But
it's a requirement from drag strips, isn't it, to have that sort of stuff? Or
no, not really. I mean, that's the thing with safety. A lot of people don't take safety all that
Yep.
you know, all that seriously. But I've got like a dash 15 race suit and
Yep.
the proper like balaclava and everything like that, because it's like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather get out of the car,
Yep.
not burnt and alive if I have an accident, rather than just not spending the money. Like how much money I've spent on this.
It's scary how many people go out there and then have one big incident that'll make them worry about the safety aspect of it. But
I'd rather have all my bases covered before
Yep.
if that incident happens, rather than just worrying about it
Yep.
later. But yeah, it's got like beadlock rear.
It's beautiful.
Rear
So you said it
wheels.
was a 5-link rear end, correct? Or
Just not like standard like 4-link,
Oh,
like
4-link, yep.
parallel 4-link, and then
Yep.
it's like anti-roll bar and Shockworks coilovers
Yep.
on it too. So
I need to go see those guys as well.
yeah, well
I'm
they're
not-
just out
yeah.
this way too.
I'm
just
not
at the
fussed on the
moment, so-
DCs.
Yeah, so it's got those on, and then it's just got
Yep.
a big cooler for the transmission, and then a breather tank and that, and normally a plate sits over here
Yep.
to hide all the stuff, and then we've got a parachute out here because it like 160 plus mile an hour. Heathcote's got a really good runoff, and
Yep.
this car's got decent brakes, but this chute makes such a difference.
Yeah,
Like,
I could imagine.
Even like going 160 mile an hour when I wasn't pulling the chute on the brakes, get to the end of the strip, you can smell
Yep.
the brakes.
Yep.
Okay, that's why you
Bit
pull
scary.
it. So
Yeah.
hopefully next time out we'll put some more power to it and it should go faster. It's been 8.7 at 160 mile an hour at the moment.
So hoping to go low
non-drag
eights.
racing people probably doesn't make much sense. But
Yep.
it was really slow on the first part of the track, which is in drag racing you need to go really fast in the first half of the track.
Yep.
And then the back half sort of just happens. So we were very slow in the first part. So with the old tune-up, I think it would have gone with a decent front half of the track. It would have gone probably like an 840 or something anyway. So,
Yep.
but we'll move past that power figure.
Yep.
We'll just keep on putting more into it now
Excellent.
and see how we go. So hopefully we eventually at some point can run
So
into the
you said it's currently running 37 psi. going
last time
up
out it was
to-
like 37. I think
Yep.
this time out we'll just put 45 in it, but boost is just a number. Like if
Yep.
I want to put 50 in it, I'll put 50 in it. But it's hard with the tuning of it, because we had it at the dyno. There's a video on full boost. We're on the dyno. We beat up on it a fair bit in that, and then you take it to the track, and different elevations and different atmosphere conditions can change your tune up a bit. So we've chased that a little bit, but we've never been in that 45-50 pound of boost sort of map area.
Yep.
So it might be a little bit unclean the first few times we go out there, and we've got to clean it up. But these things will be like, they'll misfire a bit, they'll carry on, then all of a sudden you just get it right, and they just go. So we're just waiting for that period so that it goes.
And it sucks at being a rotary, those couple of misfires can actually mean something.
With a decent enough engine, like an FD engine, you're okay. If you're
Yep.
doing it like, some of these old engines up here, like some of the FC Series 4 Turbo 2 sort of stuff, the dowels around the front and rear plates,
Yep.
they don't like any kinds of
because
misfires.
you pretty much, you start all your engines now, don't you, as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess you kind of have to with the kind of boost you're running as
I
well.
think
Or,
this is the old, that engine started down there, that's the old, that's an old sort of Series 1 engine that's just sitting on the ground, but it's funny, like that engine's probably worth like 10 grand these days. I don't know how much. It's sitting on the
it's
ground.
ridiculous. I've priced them up every now and then because I'm one of those people that once something goes wrong, I stress about it, and then I go around and get prices from everyone about every single thing that could be wrong.
Yeah.
Hence why I asked you about the diff price and everything else as well. I always stress about heaps of things going wrong. So
that engine's doweled, fully studded. Machine rotors, like all that kind of stuff, and just
cool.
sitting on the ground collecting swarf.
Yeah, cool.
One day I need to clean it and I've got new housing somewhere that I'll put in it, and then.
Well, I know where to come if something of mine goes wrong. So
you can do it yourself, but like,
I would love to. I would love to learn, even if it wasn't for me. I'd love to just learn how to build one.
If you've
But
got a problem with it, just come here, we can rip it apart, and you can do it all, and I can just sit back and drink. Have some
Beautiful.
I'm just testing. I had some leaks in the dome, so I'm just testing the. One of the good things about the Fuel Tech is that you can actually run your race simulation. So press the trans brake button, it'll run through my race timers.
Yep.
And one of them is PID settings for the boost controller. So I'm running into a few issues the other day with it being oscillating over the boost curve. So just found I had a tiny leak in the dome. So I'm just going to, reclamped, and this is just testing the pressure and that to make sure it holds the pressure. But
perfect.
this is this is something I've got. This will be actually the seat mount for the RX4, so we can have a look at that now. But
Yeah, certainly.
I just made this at the moment. This will weld into the chassis and then on the floor, and then the seat will mount to that.
Yep.
But
So do you know of anyone else that's put this engine in an RX4 before?
Yeah, there's a guy in Queensland, which is why I went ahead with the project because I knew it could be done.
Right.
So,
yeah, this thing is absolutely mental. When he told me about the plan before it went on YouTube, it was pretty hectic, but this thing is crazy.
Almost as hectic as the rain here at the moment.
Yeah, I know. I'll talk a little bit louder, but...
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not someone to pioneer and break ground and like, I'd really like to do an engine conversion for the first time.
Yep.
Someone else has already done this in Queensland and it's a really nice car.
Yep.
And I knew it could be done, so then I was like, if it can be done, then I'm doing it. That's fine. But obviously it's a 1975 Mazda 929 sedan, RX4, same thing sort of thing. So it's going to be fully engineered street car. It's got obviously 2K Barra, the green top, taxi motor. It's got a 6-speed ZF.
Yeah, okay.
So
right,
Mac Elect Industries gave me the ZF.
Oh, beautiful! I love Mitch. He helped me out back early YouTube days. He had the original what was it, the turbo side intake and everything that he did. It was one of the first things was like, here, put this on your car, have fun. And I owe him a lot of stuff on YouTube, to be honest. I love him.
He's a legend. He's like 5 minutes down the road, sort of, basically.
Yeah, he's just in Fantry Gully, isn't he? Yeah.
So it's like Bayswater, Fantry Gully, something that way. So he's only 10 minutes away. He said, come pick it up. So
I've been meaning to go out and catch up with him for a long time. Yeah,
cool. So I bolted that on and then made the hot side, and then the guys from Dominator Motorsports basically have got a whole heap of go fast bits like the plenum and all the standard Barra stuff on the roof. You can see like the oil pump gears and all
cool.
the other stuff. Like, I mean, every Barra person knows like head studs, valve springs.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
The timing chain kit and the tensioners and guides and oil pumps. So
do Dominator do their own? Dominator make their own timing chain kit now, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
I think they've got a billet. Like, this is an older version. I think they've got a billet one of these coming out as well.
Yeah, okay.
So they've probably got the updated one out now as well. But
I've been out of the Barra game for way too long now.
I'm not really a part of the Barra game. I just happen to have a Barra engine. I've got a water-to-air intercooler in it now that I run.
Yep.
But this car will get a Haltech because it's got the ZF in it. Like the Haltech's the only aftermarket computer that can run the ZF.
Yeah,
so
okay.
there's no other options in the market that I could run anything really.
Are you trying to find one of those Barra plug-in?
No, I'll just do I'll do like an Elite 2500 in it or something.
Okay, yep.
I was going to do factory ECU, but I love data too much.
Correct, yeah.
There's no data logging with the factory ECU, so I want the data, so I'll put an Elite in it.
So that'll be running like what the OEM ECU with the PCM Tech or whatever it was.
Those were the options, and I'm like, I'll just put the Haltech in it. I like all the aftermarket stuff, and I understand it. Tuned it all before, know how it works. But
fair enough. Yep.
Yeah, so it's just an old 66mm Borg Warner turbo. We're obviously really space limited with the manifold.
Really, I couldn't tell.
Flying around, so it's like a 3-into-1 sort of thing. So these 3 runners run to one port, these 3 run into this other big port, and it's still a proper like split pulse housing all the way. And then this the wastegate all plumbs back. Got a 4-inch exhaust, and then it runs into 4-inch cat. You can see there. And then it runs into like 3.5-inch, and there's an oval pipe. I've got like where the trans cross member is. It's sort of like bent tube with a couple of like Nolithane bushes. And it runs under that perfectly, and then it runs out. I've only got one muffler on at the rear. I'll just see how loud it is. And then what the engineer says, and then we'll go from there. But
so you're looking at getting this thing fully engineered?
Yeah, it is full. Yeah, it will be fully engineered. I was just going back and forth with the engineer this week actually on wheels. And unfortunately, I wanted to run a 255 rear.
Oh, you can't go too wide?
You can only be 15mm taller than whatever the biggest factory wheel come with, or 1.3 times wider. And this come with a 195/70/13, which means I can only go to like
a 225 or something.
I can only have like a 225 or 235 on it.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, okay.
So to get it engineered, it'll be like I might just put 17s on the front and rear. I'll just put 17s on the front and then like a 15x7 or a 15x8 with a 255 in the rear. But I think what I'll end up doing is having just dress wheels for the street. And then if I ever go drag race it or whatever, I'll probably take the fronts off the RX7 because it'll be Ford stud pen and I'll convert it. And I'll put the fronts on that, and then I'll get another set of. I'll probably buy 6 wheels of whatever style I go for, and get like 2 lots of 17s, and then like a 15x8 or whatever for drag racing sort of thing. But,
wow, that's great. I didn't actually realize you were looking at potentially streeting this car, but you are looking at streeting this mainly.
The main thing, I mean, obviously I've got a fast drag car. I don't need
two fast drag cars.
And this isn't really for circuit racing, obviously. Because it's not going to handle too well like that. But this would be just a street cruiser, and I wouldn't mind doing something like Street Machine, like Drag Challenge. In a car like this at some point. So, but I'm going to build the fuel system so that the boot is functional. It's not got a huge bloody fuel cell in the middle of it. Cars that open the boot, it's just fuel cell and everything. So I'll cut out the wheel tub. This is like a water-to-air intercooler. This will sit. I'll cut the inner guard here, and that'll sit down. I'll run the water lines to the back of the boot. I'll sit another one of these radiators.
So flat,
Yeah, but outside of the boot. So then you'll have the fuel tank up against the back seats, basically, the factory fuel tank. And then I'll put a surge tank underneath outside the car as well. And then so open the boot and you'll have like a fully functional boot or whatever. So it's a normal car.
Beautiful.
It's nothing worse than like cars you build and whatever, and it's like you can't actually do anything.
A street car that doesn't take it to the track at all, and it's built for the track and just becomes unreliable and annoying.
And thing is or whatever. Like, I mean, it's light enough, and it'll probably have, it might have like 450 horsepower, and it's probably enough to run a 10 or something.
Correct.
Like anyway, so
because this chassis by itself is disgustingly light, isn't it?
Or I mean, as for all the old Mazdas, they're pretty light. So I mean, I don't know how light it is. I've got, I don't know where they are, but I've actually got 4-wheel corner weight scales where I scale that car as well. That car with me in it weighs 2,600 pounds. I don't know what that is in kilos. I'm so used to talking. There's something still. It's like, I'm 6'2". It's like, what's that? I don't know what that is. But it's like, when I talk about car weight, still talking pounds. So 2,600 pounds for that car is actually heavy for like the sort of class it races in.
Certainly.
It races against things like this. And cars like this are often 2,200 pounds. So 400 pounds doesn't sound like a lot, but like a car recently sort of set a rotary record in that tyre size class, which is like a 28/9 maximum tyre size. It went 745 and it weighs 2,100 pounds. If you put that same horsepower into my car, it'd run like 18. So it's like 745 to running like a low 8 only. All because this thing weighs so much. So I have to look at carbon fibre doors or a hatch and Lexan windows eventually for that thing. But I've got everything for this car, I think, pretty much. I've got the front and rear window upstairs. I got some new doors because these were wrecked. The bonnet's not too bad. This guard's a bit huge, but I'll have to do what I have to do with it. I just got a new grille the other day, pretty new one. But it's not going to be like a show car or whatever. I'm just going to paint it. All my cars are white. My Commodore is white, my Jeep's white, that car's white. So I'm just going to paint this in white. I'm going to paint all the chrome stuff in the grille black.
Nice.
Like satin black or something. And I'll probably get black wheels and
it'll be a nice, comfortable street car. It'll be.
I don't know about comfortable, but it'll be a nice car. It is going to have air conditioning on it, so I've got air conditioning.
It'll be more comfortable than a Bridgeport. I could imagine.
Exactly, we've talked about that before. The amount of people that like want Bridges and it's just like, no.
Imagine trying to daily drive your peripheral port or something like that. It'd just be.
And that's what I mean. I've got so many other rotary engines, and it's like the logical thing would be put a rotary in because it come with a rotary. But I was like, I just want nice, big, quiet, easy cubes. Just breathe on the throttle a bit and it just goes.
These would be massive compared to what you're. I mean, an extra 3.3 litres of capacity from what you're used to.
It's huge.
A lot bigger.
It's funny. It's so much bigger and taller, but making the exhaust on this was actually easier. Like trying to get a 4-inch exhaust out with a rotary, no chance.
Exactly
right.
Like
the intakes here and everything, it's like you just can't do it. The turbo would have had to have been up here somewhere. So.
Like something like a Pro Mount almost. I mean, with the way that the I'm with you.
This is all plumb back, 4-inch exhaust, and I mean, it hasn't got. It's got about a quarter of the firewall left in it. But
so you're actually able to engineer with that there as well? Right.
So engineer knows I'm putting this engine in. He said yes. Just has to hit a power to weight thing. So it's got like a 4 PSI spring in it. So, and then some tuning with the Haltech, and then I'll get it to make, I think with the end weight of what it will be, it'll probably weigh about 1,250 kilos. Which means I can only make about 240 kilowatts at the rears. So I'll make that, get the engineer signed off of it, and then what I do after that.
That's fair enough. That's brilliant. Even still, that 240 kilowatts is still a pretty decently fast little street car. But
something like this, like cars are just, because cars these days, people don't understand, like you look at like how much a VL Commodore weighed versus like what a VF weighed, and it's like 400 kilos of weight difference at least.
Exactly
like,
right, yeah.
The amount of horsepower and torque you need to move that extra mass is massive.
Yep.
And it's like, it's anything. So I mean, at one point in time, who knows, I might take everything out of the RX7 and put it in this just to run really fast, because the hardest part about a car weighing heavy is you hurt stuff, because you have to make so much more power that you eventually damage stuff. But it's getting there slowly. I mean, the hardest part about it is because the body is so wrecked. At least it was sandblasted, so I know where all the bad stuff is.
That's good, yeah. So you're going to go through and rust protect it.
I have to fix some of that. The bottom of the doors here I have to do. But like, I made these sills.
Yeah, cool.
These are all brand new. The sills that are down there are all, like, this is all brand new.
Yeah, right.
I made those and bent those up.
Yeah, brilliant.
I got this rear quarter, so I've patched this in at the moment. I just need to obviously fix where I've welded all here and that. But it's like all the rear quarters new. I fixed most of the boot. But the chassis, like, it didn't have any chassis rust in it. So it was a really good candidate for the actual bones of it. The roof was really good.
I was going to say, it looks really complete, and I mean, well, complete-ish.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. That's why I started putting the firewall on it now, because I just want to see it sort of
oh, complete. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can sort of see.
Yeah, very cool.
Where I've got the factory. You can see where the firewall is. Like, it's got basically where the cylinder head is. It's like almost like a box. And then the rest of it's sort of shaped around that.
And that'll all be completely sealed, I could imagine.
So I've got to get under the car once the engine's out and like push that sheet metal out to join where that gap is. And then same with this. This is like an overlap. And I have to push the other one out, tack weld it in and cut it out. But this is like the factory console, and I'll just get the big ZF shifter and
nice.
mounted in there, so it looks sort of factory.
Are you going build ZF as well, or just standard ZF for now? Or
this is just the standard natural aspirated ZF, I think, at the moment. So I'll leave that in there and make.
I'm pretty sure the NA and the turbo were exactly the same, but I think they had a different one in like the 4-cylinder version of the Falcon, which was a little bit, which is a little bit interesting. But I think they're pretty much exact same thing between the NA and the turbo. So
I don't know how much power they'll handle, so I'll just putt around with.
I made 426 kilowatt in mine before I did one pass with the ET Streets, and it snapped the input shaft, and then I sold the car after that.
I'll probably make like 400 horsepower with the rears on it, and then more than likely I'll put like a 4L80E or something in it, like a built 4L80E with a trans brake. So
I mean, even still, then making 400 kilowatt, it's still classed as being okay with that trans, but the extra weight of the Falcon, plus I had, I think, 5 people in the car at the time, probably didn't help. So
well, that's it. The grip and the weight of it. I mean, this thing will weigh like 700 kilos less than that. But the green top with the factory rods, and that'll probably hold it to 550 horsepower.
Oh, certainly. Any day of the week,
and that turbo will probably be getting near its limits and that kind of stuff anyway. A lot of the stuffs, I've done little bits and pieces here and there, because you get bored. Like, I was doing this for like 2 months, and I just got to an end where I was like, I'm over this. And then I started doing the turbo manifold, and then I'd done the turbo manifold. I went back to doing some welding, and then I went back to doing this instead. And now I'll do the intercooler. Only just turned up yesterday, so I'll do that intercooler now, and then the last thing that basically get done will be,
the condenser, is it, or
the stuff and that. This is like a full gasket set here. So
cool.
Pull the engine out and do the engine stuff, and then the engine stuff will be done when it's going back into run, pretty much. So I think I'll get the intercooler stuff done. I'll probably get some of the body stuff done, and then I'll start on the ECU and the plumbing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, very cool.
Because this stuff takes the longest time, but you can't sort of get distracted. It's time, but you need to commit.
It needs to happen.
To doing it, Because without all this done, the whole project's a useless waste anyway.
Yeah, exactly right.
You don't know, especially with technology, the only thing I'd ever offer anyone advice is never buy something like an ECU as like one of the first parts of your project. It should be the last thing you buy, because the technology moves so quickly. Turbos, whatever, this kind of stuff, it's all doesn't matter. You can buy all the engine parts. Nothing's really going to change from that from 2 years. But if your project's going to take 18 months to 2 years to get finished, from now to what products are out there in the roadmap in 2 years' time, in terms of tech, could be massive differences. So
I never actually thought about that as well. You
buy something now, and in 2 years' time, it's like That's like, it's like cameras. It's like, you know.
Oh yeah, we change our cameras every 2 years max,
I mean,
because
GoPro bring out a camera like every year.
Yeah.
Apple bring out a phone every year. Imagine like starting to go, I'm going to become a YouTuber, and you buy a GoPro from like 3 years ago, and you still haven't used it. You get to in 3 years' time, and it's like
a Hero 3 is almost sacrilege in YouTube nowadays.
You know, you get a GoPro these days, and it's got image stabilization and all this kind of stuff. Whereas if you were using one from 3 years ago, it's got nothing.
Exactly
so
right.
Why never buy an ECU until you're absolutely ready to almost like turnkey on the project sort of thing. So.
No, that's absolutely excellent. No, I think this thing is going to be absolutely beautiful once it's all done. I mean, you don't really have a time frame on it, do you? It's kind of just like whenever it happens, or
I was working a fair bit on it, but then obviously went back on the RX7 because the auto come back and the converter come back, so it's time to go race that again.
Yep. But when's the next race meet in that?
Hopefully next Sunday.
Yeah, cool.
Right. Depending on when this video comes out next Sunday, but it'll basically be.
Yeah. Mine comes out in 3 weeks' time. I'm like way ahead. I'm really bad at the moment.
This is all up to date, as you can see. If you saw this last week, it's in the same shape.
Yeah, perfect. Yep.
So we'll be racing probably next Sunday, hopefully. But you can definitely hear the weather. It's raining so much in Melbourne lately that this weekend's meet's been cancelled. So we'll just have to wait to see. But I'm easy. Got my own trailer, got the car, self-reliance or whatever. Whatever happens. But
so we got these things down here.
You've got this. So obviously, when I had the FD, everything I didn't need from the FD went underneath the house.
Yep.
And then
and then these things here. So we have no clue still what the go is with the FD. I have tried. I've sent you the full list of what we tried. It had a knock. We pulled out the entire driveline and just ran it up with the transmission. Transmission shifts into every single gear flawlessly. The clutch feels perfect, and we would be able to feel if the flywheel was bad. I could imagine pretty much as soon as the car turns on.
Yeah, they're not a dual mass flywheel anyway. It's just a solid steel one. So
and it's only got one big nut. So I could imagine if that one big nut comes off, it's just a bad time all around. So So I bought Matey, of course. Matey Marcus Reed, yep. So I bought some of his diff mounts and trans mounts, so that way it's not just the solid PPF and the diff mounts and the engine mounts that hold it all together. It's the other two separate things. Because one thing we did notice with the knock is that it's very violent side to side. So hopefully, fingers crossed, those mounts might help, but it's only a band-aid, of course.
So you saw that play in your diff.
So believe it or not, I haven't told you. I took it to the diff shop and they said it was within tolerance.
Okay.
So I'll insert that clip once again so you guys can see. But I think because that Cusco diff you said was a 1.5 weight.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, rightio. I think I might get it.
Yeah.
I think I might because it'd still be a decent street diff. I mean, I'm not too fussed either way.
I mean, that's what it was when it was on sold to me before the days of Facebook. Everything when I bought that car originally. So who knows what it actually is? But I think the way those cones are, the sort of roof and the circle, mean what it is. So someone that knows that Cusco stuff better than I do, the JDM sort of parts isn't my forte. So
I mean, when was the last time you drove with that diff in it?
Would have been at like Winton 10 years ago or something. It was like the diff was killer. Like the entire car was reliable. The gearbox was fine. I think the gearbox is basically the only part I've sold. I sold that pre-COVID for not much money.
Now they're like
a gearbox now for how much I bought the car.
I've managed to find a few gearboxes, but the cheapest one's in Sydney for $3,000, which is disgustingly expensive.
For like $500.
That hurts.
A billet shifter that's not made anymore, was made by Extreme Rotaries. That was probably the best shifter that anyone could ever have in an FD full stop, which is incredible. Just made the whole car. So
that sucks so much. I mean, these cars were what, $14,000-$15,000 back in the day. So
I bought that car for $6,000 with a new engine in it 30 years ago.
That hurts.
With that Cusco diff in it.
My cheapest FD's been $50, and my next one was $90. So that's
holy shit. That's not. I never spend that kind of money on a car. No way.
I don't think I should have. To be honest, it's scary. Hey.
That's very scary.
It's money that someone being as young as I am shouldn't be playing around with.
I'm more frugal with my money. Which is why I like rotaries, because like top us comes with liking rotaries generally. But these days, if you want to get into them, like even these things, like I know this kind of car. I bought this shell for $5,000. By the time I finish everything on it, they might owe me 15. I know they'll be able to sell this for way more than that if they want to sell it. RX7's a bit harder, very smaller market of who could buy that. So not a small race car. you know. But
There was one that's for sale, a full caged race car, track car that I think was up for 50 that I think sold recently, the orange one.
okay.
But I think that's sold fairly high, but even still then that's half of what the market is at the moment. So,
Drag racing's another beast again. So.
Exactly right, yeah.
Yeah.
No, so fingers crossed the tail shaft or the axles, something on those lines will be, will work
I
hopefully.
never had a driveline vibration. Every gear shifted. It was, car worked fine, so hopefully it's...
I think I need to beat on my car more. I baby my cars around and that's when they break, so maybe I need to do a burnout in it.
Yeah, I used to be pretty reckless in my cars back in the day.
Yep.
Which, you find out the limits of stuff pretty quickly.
Yeah, I could imagine. No, well, fingers crossed. Well, thank you very much for that. I very much appreciate it.
You might not see any of this because the audio might be so bad that you have to delete.
I'll upload it no matter what, so I'm not too fussed. But thank you very much, Paul. We appreciate it. And if you guys do want to see it, Broomies Garage, it's all in the...
Subscribe to Full Boost, definitely.
Yes,
and,
certainly.
And if you want to be bored and just want to learn some stuff, you can subscribe to Broomies Garage.
It does amazing tech videos. If you want to learn how to build a rotary, like it's top notch content. So yeah, no, I appreciate it, mate.